what, a little bit, and then I'll just rub this in to smooth out the flare. Wait for that to dry and do that bump, or I'll just add some plaster. Alright, so now this stuff has solidified pretty nicely. So I'll take my half round and lightly take off any artifacts that these buildups left. On the malleolus, what am I going down? Yes. Oh, I thought you had your hand up. My bad. On the malleolus, how far am I going down? How far am I grinding down? To the staple. I want to just see the top of the staple. You don't need to grind it down so that the edges are showing. I just want a vision of the staple, okay? So what I do is I find my staple, okay? Now I know that that's how far I go down, and then everything else can be transitioned into that, okay? So all this gunky plaster on the back side, all this gunky plaster on the anterior side, we're going to take all of that off. I somehow already have my navicular showing. So all I'm doing is evening that out. And now because I'm OCD, I take all this stuff off the front because I don't need it and it looks ugly. So, same over here. All this ugly stuff off the front or the anterior section. Now I'm going to come over here to the side. Lightly. I already can see my staple, so this is just smoothing that transition. Okay, now I can take my screen wire and I'm going to follow the transition of the calf like this first and then see if I have any more roping that I need to take care of, and then I'll go the opposite direction. The reason I go this way first is because this plaster is still a little bit soft, so it'll help fill some of those gaps in the hard plaster.
Can we use the other stuff that you made in the suit, or use
The fabric cut,
Yeah.
you need to do screen wire first.
Okay.
You should always use screen wire first. You should never use fabric cut first. If he showed you that, I will talk to him because it should be screen wire first.
Is that more of a finishing?
The fabric cut is completely finished. Your cast should be kind of like the tiger cone and the silicone cone.
Right.
The tiger cone should come before that silicone cone ever touches it. Screen wire should come before the tiger or the fabric cut ever touches it.
He did not mention that.
I'm sure he didn't. He just said it's trash.
Literally.
Literally.
Don't ever do screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start cutting a whole bunch
So-
of pieces for us.
Jason is going to teach you things the way that Lee does them, and I can tell you from experience, the way Lee can feel it. So, what I'm going to do is try to transition that a little bit nicer. So, another thing about fabric cut before you're ready to use it is that anytime you add water to a plaster cast, if you have to go back and add a buildup, you now have a water barrier between your plaster and your cast. So if you have to go back and add a buildup because after you use the fabric cut, you realize, hey, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, and I need to go back and fix it. You use fabric cut, that buildup is going to pop right off, or it's going to crack. It's not going to sit nicely on the cast. You'll have a transition point. Yeah, a lot of things. So thank you for letting me know. I will not tell him everything that you said, Mariah.
Okay.
Read on the books.
Oh my gosh, you pushed him.
What?
He pushed him under the bus.
And
she,
reversed.
And she drove it.
So was the driver.
Pushed it, rubbed it in, put it in reverse.
I guess so.
Run it over a second time for good measure.
What I say.
So I'm up here smoothing this out again. Okay, I want this transition for the flare to be nice. That is one of the most important parts of this device.
Why?
Because if you don't smooth that out, the patient's gonna feel it because it's gonna dig into the back of their calf.
But why is that the most important? Just
It's
comfortability?
one of the most important, yeah, because every time they step, they're gonna feel that kinesthetic reminder. It's gonna be a kinesthetic reminder that you didn't do your job correctly.
So should it be a little bit higher, the flare on the back of the calf, looks like?
On the
than
posterior side?
Yeah, on the posterior.
It doesn't need to be super high. I am gonna ask for a round file because I need to get in that room
There's one right there on the desk.
This one here.
through because I don't like that the flare sits so flat.
Accentuate it a bit.
Yep.
You said because it is so flat, or?
Yeah, because it ended up being so flat and I don't like it how flat it got. You want it to be a flare. I want to put on some color with it. Oh, I guess you have glasses. Very good.
I think this is definitely gonna have to be a YouTube video calling.
So I'm going to show you, if you guys want to come up real close, there's a spot right here that looks like it's about to crack off. If you used Fabrica and had water underneath it, it will crack off.
Sorry. You can go.